that's on, yeah.
Let's start at the beginning, Joe. Talk to us about your journey in football, where it started right up until signing for SE Dons, please, mate.
So yeah, I've been playing since I was like 4 or 5, just for my local club in Dartford area. So I started at Sutton Dynamos, and then once I got turned to 6, I progressed to Crayford Arrows, so a bit more of a bigger club in that aspect. So yeah, so obviously since I was like progressed, so obviously I started off like them teams, and then got bigger towards Ebbsfleet, and yeah, and now I'm obviously playing Saturday football while at SE Dons as well. So yeah, nice, good, going good.
Nice, that sounds good. When you was so from when you started that age, sort of 5, 6 up until now, is there like a particular moment or a particular player or a particular manager that you'd say had influenced your style of play, or is that just something that you've just picked up sort of as the years have gone on, if that makes sense?
A lot of it is down to my dad, because obviously he comes to all my games as well. And growing up, I used to watch Vidic a lot. So obviously I'm a Man United fan.
Oh mate, you can't think of a better. That's a perfect person to model your game on.
Yeah. So literally he was like, because he was like between him and Rio. Rio's more of the quick one. Like I was quick when I was younger, but I was more like Vidic, like tough tackling and stuff like that.
He reads the game so well, Vidic as well, doesn't he? Head everywhere. Yeah. So coming forward to signing for SE Dons, talk to us about how that happened, because obviously you don't get a bigger Sunday League team than SE Dons.
Yeah. I've played with Ryan Palmer beforehand on a Saturday, so obviously, and I've played with a lot of the other Dons players as well on a Saturday as well, and played against them in the leagues and stuff. So yeah, literally Ryan asked me to come down, obviously being part of the management team as well, asked me to come down, and there wasn't really much thought to it. It's an opportunity you can't really turn down. So yeah, definitely straight.
Huge platform, and he's not an easy person to say no to, I take it as well.
Yeah, no, he was pretty convincing.
He sold it to you. That's good. Nice. When you, if I'm not mistaken, your first game was Hatcham. How was, obviously no supporters at that time yet, but how was you feeling for that first game? Any nerves or anything, or was it just sort of another game for you, really?
I had a little bit of nerves because obviously I know how much the games are filmed and how many people watch it and stuff. That does run through your head. But once you're in the game, it's literally just another game, because yeah, it's literally, you're not really thinking about who's watching. You just focus on the game totally. Right. So yeah, after that,
Yeah. When you say there about the filming aspect of it, after the first few games, is that something that sort of slips out your mind and it's just sort of another game after that? Or is that still something every Sunday that's kind of in the back of your mind?
I think most games now, even Sunday football, I think most games are filmed now. So it's literally part and parcel of the game now. It's literally,
yes, you just can't escape a mistake now, can you?
If you make a mistake, it's all over, whatever.
Yeah.
And like every game now is filmed, so it's just part and parcel of the game. It's just something I've got used to, and I think a lot of players have got used to over the last couple of years, obviously knowing that every little detail is going to be come up or whatever. So yeah,
and I suppose it's kind of sort of, as you said, really, it's the more you play in, I suppose the easier after time it does get. After a little while, you just become used to it, don't you? And you just settle into it, I guess. Yeah, no, absolutely. How have you, obviously it's kind of been a bit stop-start for you at the Dons, sort of completely out of your control, obviously the whole COVID situation. You sort of had a few games and then it was lockdown for like 3-4 months or however long it was. How's it been getting back into the swing of football again? Obviously, specifically looking at those Hatcham games that you had, those first two very tough games to come back to. How did you find those 2 games, and was it very tough having to play against a team like that, really, for your first game back after so long?
Yeah, I'd say obviously we had the UTR game as well before that.
Of course, yeah, you had the friendly, didn't you? UTR,
obviously, they are probably the toughest after lockdown. I would say they're probably one of the toughest teams we've played, just in general, the players they have in the team. and to play them games pretty tough when you haven't played football since November, probably.
You're thrown in at the deep end a bit, innit?
Literally, you had no fitness or whatever. Yeah. I was training throughout lockdown, but still nothing can prepare you for a game, really. It's just literally...
Yeah, so you're all right, the general fitness and stuff, but the match sharpness, you just got to play, haven't you, I guess?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. 100%, yeah.
When you knew it was Hatcham for your first 2 games back after lockdown, were the lads aware of how much Hatcham... how much they'd strengthened in lockdown and the signings they'd made, or were you all kind of expecting the same Hatcham as pre-lockdown?
I'll be honest, I don't think we knew like how many. We knew we probably think they made a couple of
few.
Yeah, a few, obviously, because I think everyone's made a few signings because obviously Saturday on. But literally the whole team, like they didn't have, from before the first game I played them to the last game we played them, literally it's a whole new 11. There's not
11.
Yeah. Like, turned up on the Sunday and then...
I think, who are we playing?
He did play, he plays for him. It's just one of those ones.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shock. But I think looking at those 2 games specifically and how you've been since, really, for the majority of the time since then, I think those 2 games really put you... I think it kind of helped you in the long run, if that makes sense, especially for the Lambeth games as well, because you looked so much sharper than Lambeth in those 2 games. You look so tactically aware, all of you, match ready, whereas no disrespect to Farnborough, because Farnborough are a tough game for anyone. But they'd played Farnborough and they didn't really have to get out of first gear when they beat Farnborough. So I think those Hatcham games, they kind of helped you a bit. Is that something that you all kind of felt as well?
Definitely. Obviously, it was a wake-up call as well, obviously, with the results as well.
Yeah.
So he lost and drew. So obviously, we had to have a reaction from that. But yeah, I'll definitely agree with that. It definitely was like a wake-up call for us. It did make us sharper because we knew we had to improve and to get results. So yeah, that definitely, it did help us them 2 games, Hatcham, even though they're very difficult games in that aspect.
Especially when you go from Hatcham to Lambeth, it's not exactly a step down, is it? It's still that same it's that same level, isn't it? So having those Hatcham games definitely helped you for the Lambeth games, I think.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I'd agree.
Since you've been in Sunday League, is there a striker, well, since you've been at the Dons, I should say, is there a striker that sticks out in your mind as being an absolute nightmare to play against, who you wouldn't really be putting your hand up to play against again?
I'm trying to think of. To be fair, the boy played for Grand in the London Cup. He was Dembele, I think it is. He's
Dembele, yeah, he's their top scorer, isn't he? He's a very good player. He's
a handful, I'd say. Apart from that, I can't think of anyone on top of my head at the moment. But yeah.
One person I did want to ask you about. What's it like to play in front of Big G?
It's interesting.
I can imagine.
Yeah, very interesting, but it's a joy. He's very committed, like I'd say in my game as well. He's a very committed
So you
player.
suit well, yeah.
Suit well. We have good conversations off and on the pitch. So yeah, we have a good relationship. So it does help when we're on the pitch as well. So yeah.
Is he kind of that person, if you make an error in a game, he will bollock you for that error, but he'll do it in a way that it's not like attacking you. It'll be like a motivational way, if that makes sense. Is that the type of captain he is?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think his motivational skills are one of the best attributes he's got.
Mate, those team talks are unbelievable.
You just want to literally do go through brick walls because of the motivation speeches he had.
100%. I'm sitting at home on a Sunday and I'm having a look at the episode. It makes me want to go out and run a marathon when I listen to him.
Yeah, it definitely is. I definitely agree. Yeah, literally.
He's brilliant.
Motivational speeches are one of the best.
Yeah. Are you ever aware of the shenanigans that are going on the sideline sometimes?
No, not most of the time, because I'm just literally focused on the game. Obviously, through the episodes, I see what happens on the side and stuff. But literally during the game, I'm just focused. Like, and then after, like the videos, you see what happens on the side and that. So yeah, it's quite.
I had a couple of people I knew who went to the first Lambeth game, and they were texting me and just saying, yeah, the game was good, but the sideline was just, it was ridiculously insane. So everyone was like that every 2 minutes, just looking at what's going on up the sideline. Everything at SE Dons as a whole. So you've got the first 11 on a Sunday. Do you kind of mix a lot with the X1s as well, or are they there on Sundays sometimes? I see some of them there on Sundays. So they always say it's like a family team, don't they? A family club. So do you get to see a lot of the X1s, or?
Yeah, because they come to support the games a lot and stuff. So you get to talk to them and stuff, get their opinions and stuff. So they're pretty supportive. And once the X1 start playing, like a lot of the first team players do go and watch. Like for myself, I'll be going to watch and stuff.
Some of them play, don't they, as well? I've seen Lefty plays a little bit for the X1s as well, don't they?
Yeah. So yeah. So if you're or whatever, then obviously for the first team you can go and play. But most of the time it's just a supporting role and go and watch, because it's quite funny to watch as well. They're quite good to watch as well.
Yeah, it's nice having them there, the extra support as well, isn't it, I guess?
100%.
Who was the one player who you hadn't seen who surprised you and you just thought, wow, he's unbelievable?
I would have to say Jordan Green. I didn't really know who he was before.
He's ridiculous.
But now I know. I definitely know. Now, like, he was one player I didn't know too often, because obviously he's not in the kind of non-league circle. He was like in the pro.
He was League 2, wasn't he? At one stage, League 1, I think, even at a point. Yeah. He's a special player, and he's just got I saw the Lullingstone game on Sunday when it come out, and it was just like he just looked like, as soon as he got the ball, it was just like a light switch. It's just pace, it's just ability on the ball. He can finish as well. I think he's going to do you proud from now to the end of the season, I think.
Hopefully, electric.
In terms of Don Strapsy, because obviously I only see him through the videos, I see like the music videos and stuff. Did you already know him, or was he kind of a surprise how he was, or how did you see him to start with?
Yeah, beforehand, I've only obviously seen videos and stuff like that, but through meeting him, he's such a humble guy, such a nice guy.
He seems it as well, very down to earth.
So down to earth, always asking like how I've been and stuff like that. It's just such a nice, humble, because obviously how big he is as well. He's such a down to earth person. So yeah, he's such a nice guy, to be honest.
I wanted to ask you about Flips. How's Flips as a character? He just seems just completely original, one of a kind.
I would appreciate if you can allow me to have the floor right now. Hey, the floor is yours, Chris. Let me borrow your step ladder, Chris. Now as it's Sunday, yeah, this is for you guys as well. Tell them louder. And I come from a godly family. That's right. Yeah. So one thing I believe in is praise and worship. What's that? And the best way to show your praise for the Lord is for a beautiful harmony. So allow me to lead the congregation. Let's go. We never lose to Peckham. We never lose to Peckham. We never lose.
He's actually so funny. Like, I'll be honest, he's one of the funny guys at Don's, I'd say. Just so original. The punchlines, even like the talk after Lambeth, like that is.
That team huddle after the second game. Oh mate, that's
unbelievable. But
that was brilliant.
He's a good character, very good character, and you need them. You need them characters. So yeah,
he's vital on the sideline. I always think I don't know whether it's a coincidence or not, but I always feel like having him on the sideline is kind of a lift for all you guys on the pitch as well. It's because he's so vocal all the time.
Yeah, and he does praise you as well. He does praise you, and obviously gets you up and stuff. So yeah, no, he's definitely needed on the sideline most games.
Obviously, I know you've had a bit of a disappointment in the London Cup. I'm assuming, obviously, I was going to ask you what are the hopes and aspirations for the rest of the season, but I'm assuming it's 100% on the league now, I guess.
Yeah, all focus is on the league points, and then if we get maximum points from every game, we win the league. Simple as that.
You're home and hosed, aren't you, by a bit as well? I think you've got a bit of a cushion, but you just want to win every game, don't you, as well? Because I know you've got games in hand, but you'd rather have the points on the board, so you just need to keep winning all these double headers that are coming up as well. It's always got to be 6 points, isn't it, I guess?
Yeah, that's it. 6 points. That's the target for these double headers. They're not the best games, but just get the 6 points and go. That's it. That's literally it.
That's an interesting point you bring up about the double headers as well, because obviously I saw the Portland episode, and I think that's the only one that you've had so far. How was that in terms of, is it hard to get into the game? Because I suppose you're kind of feeling your way into the game and it's half time already.
Yeah, you have to start in them games. I feel like you have to start strong. You have to start.
You've got to be ready at first whistle, ain't you? Yeah. Just on it.
Yeah.
You
have to be on it. If you're not on it, then the other team can get one goal, and literally it only takes one goal because it's only 60 minutes. So literally it could be a 1-0 game. That's all it is. So most of the time, the team that scores first in the double header wins the game, or at least gets it.
So straight off that first whistle, just straight on it. Yeah, no, they always strike me as when I saw that game, it just looked a difficult afternoon. I know you got the job done and you got the 6 points, but it didn't look easy. And it's those shortened games. You just got to I suppose your mindset's completely different. You can't even feel your way into the game. As you said, it's just straight in. There's no messing about. Yeah,
just straight in. Like I said, like you have to be on it from the first whistle, otherwise you could be 1 goal down and literally that's 1 game over and that's 3 points lost. So definitely in that Portland game as well, we started strong with an early goal, and then we got another goal early as well. So yeah.
And that was you who got the early goal as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
That's a break.
I suppose even as a centre half, it's nice scoring goals in it now and again. It's nice popping up, especially on set pieces. Now you've got. That reminds me, actually, I wanted to ask you about RJ. How's it been since RJ's come in? It's because it's looked, for me personally, I don't know about anyone else, it's just looked very seamless. Like, you two, one thing I've always thought about the Dons as well, like, they've always had so much ability going forward. But when it's come to the big games sometimes, I've always thought sometimes certain games, certain situations, they've lacked a little bit at the back. I've always thought SK was very good. And I feel like SK moving over to right back on occasions, or sometimes I know it's been a back three as well, but specifically you and RJ, how have you found that at centre half playing with RJ?
Yeah, nice. It's really good because he talks literally, he's experienced.
You can always hear him on the camera talking all the time.
Yeah. It saves my voice. To be honest. But yeah, no, he talks me through the game, and obviously being an experienced player, you just listen to him, and he helps me out massively. Because we have post-match, pre-match talks as well. So yeah,
that's nice.
Good.
So he's helped you. He helps you, and I'm sure you help him. So that works out well, especially at centre half. It's important, isn't it, for you to be on the same wavelength? Like, you need to be synced in, don't you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. No, that's impressed me, you two at the back, if I'm being honest. SK at right back, I think it's the one area, whereas as I said a moment ago, it's the one area at the Dons where I've always thought maybe just lacking a little bit in big games. Now I feel like they've strengthened there, you and RJ. I feel like it's very solid there. And obviously they've always had the attacking talent anyway, even more so now. But apart from that, mate, I think I've covered everything. So I appreciate you coming on and giving me a little bit of your Friday afternoon. Is there anything you wanted to end on, mate, or anything that you wanted to mention at all?
Not I can think of. It's just literally we're gonna try and win every game and then see where it ends up. And then if we win the league, that's our aim today for the rest of the season.
I'll be honest, I'm supposed to stay neutral, but it will be good to see you win the league. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll take that.
Nice. Well, I appreciate your time, as I said, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
I appreciate it, mate. Have a good weekend.